Hello, my name is Martin Olo. I'm the founder and CEO of Fablab Winam. Fablab Winam is an innovation makerspace supporting young innovators to bring their ideas to life using digital fabrication machines, those machines which are able to help you build a prototype to actual thing. We support STEM and we are going to talk more about it. And welcome to Meet the HR.
Amazing, guys. So today we have a very interesting episode lined up for you. So make sure you tune in till the end so that you can learn more about what Fablab Winam is and what they do and why you should know about them, okay? So let's get started from the top, Mr. Martin. Yes. What was the idea behind Fablab?
All right, as you know, Kisumu has been having a lot of challenges of young people, especially during election. You get a lot of young people on the streets and all that. Yeah. We thought about what if we build a place where those young people can acquire additional skills, and by the end of the day they can start creating cottage industries. I can tell you Kisumu do not have major industries. The main employer in Kisumu is border. So we hoped that when we create this space, then a lot of young people can pick up different skills, and also we can help bridge the knowledge from school to the industry, because you realize that from most of our students from school, they have the theoretical part, but they lack practical. Yeah. And that is the position where we sit. And that is why the vision of Fablab Winam is community empowerment through innovation and local manufacturing.
Yeah. That is amazing. The fact that you are interested in the young people. And as you said, right now, so many of them are idling. They're either doing border or they're just there waiting for the next mandamano so that they can pick up placards and vandalize things on the streets. Yeah. But having a place whereby they can go learn skills and implement them is a very nice thing that you're doing for them. So what is the history behind Fablab? So, is it the first of its kind, or do we have more?
Thank you. Of course, Fab Labs can be traced back from US, where some engineering students were taught about the engineering concepts, but they lacked spaces where they can test those ideas. And so the idea of creating spaces which have similar processes, have similar tools, and people can create things came up. Yeah. So basically Fab Labs are also known as makerspace, and there are places where you get different people with different backgrounds struggling to bring to life different items. Yeah. So around the world you can get so many. I think we have over 3,000 Fab Labs around the world, and many countries have their Fab Labs. In Kenya, I can say we have 4, one of which is in the University of Nairobi. Others are also community-based. Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. And what are the objectives of Fab Lab? Like, what are the aims? What are the aims that you have at the end of the day?
So one of those objectives is to empower locals to build solutions to their local problems. As you can see, for example, Kenya is importing over 90% of products we use. What about if we start making them locally? How many young people can get jobs? So that is one objective. Another objective is in education system. How well can we support young people to not just get the theoretical part, but make knowledge make sense to them by having spaces where they can try to implement those skills. And another one is basically creating a community where you don't need to own something, but you can access. For example, we have a space where young people who might be having some knowledge of doing something, but they lack a space where they can do it, or you want to start your company, but you cannot afford to rent your own house and all that, you can come and use our space either for workshop purposes or as an office.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. you're creating a niche for these young people so that they can build on their careers,
Yes.
so that they don't have to start from scratch from all the way down.
Yes,
So
yes.
that might discourage them. And with what you have just shared with us, I remembered a particular time we were having a conversation. It was a workshop that was empowering young people in matters being innovative and being creative.
Yes.
And they were giving an example of the fact that we we export a lot of coffee.
Yes.
And then it gets processed.
Yes.
We sell it at a very cheap price, and then the final product that is brought to us, it's imported,
Yes.
and we pay almost 10 times
Yes.
what
Yes.
we sold the raw material for.
It's
So
true.
if we can be innovative enough to come up with ways to process these raw materials that we have,
Yes.
because we are a very resourceful nation. We have
Yes.
so many resources,
Yes.
yet we do not know how to make use of the resources. So others are making use of those resources for us, and they're making too much money.
Yes.
And now we're left wondering what happens after that. So what programs do you have as Fablab that help the community and the young people at large?
For today, I will talk about 3 main programs and then some projects. So one is called Fab Kids.
Yeah.
Fab Kids is entirely designed to introduce STEM to children. STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Wow.
We believe that we can start making our engineers, we can start making our researchers at the earliest age by exposing them to practical activities, so that when they grow, you remember, I believe you reached somewhere in Form 2 and you are told to choose subject. And you was choosing subject based on probably the performance that you've been doing, but you really don't understand that subject very well.
Exactly.
And many times you meet young people, you ask them, what do you want to be? You can't know what you want to be if you don't know the process on how to be that person. So that is why our interest is, can we expose these children to a lot of practical activities? And we do that very well using different programs, which I'll tell you. One of them is called Global Kids Day, which we join our children with other children in other Fab Labs around the world, and they work on a common activity. This one is reducing the barrier between, the inferiority complex that an African child would be thinking that, the white child is more superior than me. They realize that it's only the opportunity that makes the difference. We have another program under that called, we have another program which has been focusing on training children on coding, robotics. We have another one we call EEEM. EEEM, we designed it to teach about environmental science, technology, engineering. So we have a kit called Green Kit. It's a solar component. So children practically learn how to connect all this solar. And then on the other side, they learn the uses of this by making my small micro irrigation system and many other things around that. So basically, our work is to introduce children to STEM by providing them with platform of practicals. Then the second one is called She Builds. She Builds is a program we designed to bring more women into hardware tech. African women were the best makers. If you look at weaving, basketry, all those things, it's done by African women. But the moment technology was brought in, the women shied away. If you go to these engineering schools, you will only get 1 or 2 women there. So how can we bring them back? And women are also very good with knowledge transfer. When your mother probably is in a certain field, chances are 2 or 3 of their children will be in that. Then the last program, which I'm going to talk about, is called Jal Plus. Jal Plus is focusing on working with Jal artisans to help improve their local products. In my own terms, I normally say that Juakali people are the bravest engineers we have in Kenya, because they are the people who actualize their ideas. Most of other engineers are focusing on design and it ends there, or probably they focus on repair. But Juakali people, ukitaka kupeleka mtoto a high school, you will have school, that box, you'll have to go to Juakali. But many times you don't buy products from Juakali. Why? Because the finishing is not very attractive. And that is why you end up buying an item imported from China, when literally it would have been done by young people from here. So under that, we are actually launching an app. It's a marketplace focusing on Jua Kali products. Of course, we are starting with Kisumu.
Yeah.
So on 23rd, we are going to have the launch of that. It's called Exclusive, and we are looking into where you can get Jua Kali products. And our role is how are we going to help push Jua Kali people to make sure that the quality of the products which they put there are of high quality, and also make sure that transaction is seamless, whereby you don't fear to buy something from Jua Kali because you think they are going to lie to you. So those are the main programs that we are currently focusing on.
Wow, and those are really, really nice programs. I've loved the last program in particular, the one on Jua Kali, because it focuses on the young people who are out there working under the sun, creating something from scratch. And it takes a lot of work. And remember, in now's age, or in today's age, you keep on encouraging people, don't just focus on the white collar jobs.
Yes.
The blue collar, they're also doing really, really well because of the hands-on. Right now, it's making more money more than just sitting behind the office and doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 things. So, and also with the kids, kids program is also very interesting. From what age do you start training them?
Actually, our age is normally either from 5 or 9, depending on the program.
5 or 9?
Yeah, because the truth is, you've had cases of those young people who goes up to university level, they get first class honors, but when they don't get the job within their career, then they lose the balance. They don't know any other way to go. But if you expose children to a lot of knowledge, then they will always have option. If this one doesn't work for me,
I can go to this.
And what is built also is not just those engineering concepts. The ability to collaborate, ability to become problem solver, ability to become a thinker. You know, our education, in most cases, our education is teaching us how to answer questions, but not how to think and build a solution from within. So those are some of the things we really try that children can start learning at early age.
Wow, wow, that is amazing. It makes me want to go back to the days when I was a child so that I can get exposure to these things. But I think everything is developed over time. And right now, we are loving the progress that is happening with Fablab and other organizations that are put in place to help kids and grow. And when they get to that point of their career, they know which direction to take. It actually makes things easier. And probably in years to come, it will help solve the issue that we have of unemployment that has really been firmly rooted in today's society. So when it comes to working with Fablab, what are some of the achievements or what are some of the impacts that you have had in the community so far?
All right, thank you. I think that is an interesting question because it makes me remember where we started and where we are, and a number of young people who have come around and picked a skill or two, and right now they are doing their whatever they do. So we've managed to train a number of young people, and these include even, for example, this initiative of Shebets, which got awarded at the African Makerspaces Network, which we are members, and it was very prestigious that we came up with one of such initiatives which was being recognized. Some of other achievements is which I failed to mention earlier is that we are currently working on Handheld Tractor, which is looking into solving or revolutionizing farming system, especially for the small scale farmers, and this will be able to help young people to get into farming, because right now a lot of young people are not into farming. So we are making this machine that they will be able to use to support the old people to farm, and it's going to be affordable, and the spare parts can be found locally. Remember, a lot of equipment we use, even in farm tools, are imported, and whenever they break down, you have to spend so much money and you have to wait for spare part, but this is made locally. So these are some of the areas that we are looking into. When it comes to kids, we for example, the EEEM, right now we've been into 10 schools, and one of the biggest achievements is we are creating STEM clubs, which we are hoping that will help a lot of young people in those schools to learn more about STEM and engage more into practical aspect of sciences.
You know, there's some subjects back in school that used to really scare us.
Yes.
If you hear of mathematics, if you hear of physics, those subjects that used to make us want to cry.
And this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Actually, the EEEM was funded by an organization called Pratt & Whitney in US.
Wow.
And the focus was to inspire more girls into the space. But now what have we done? Whenever we are implementing it, we put boys and girls. And at times you can hear a boy scaring a girl that, you know, you wear itakuchoma. And then we encourage girls to do it. So it helps them to overcome their fear.
Yeah.
Ladies have always been fearing these subjects because they get scared. And boys, even who do not have that capability, face it because they believe that they are strong. Actually, one of the myths that we've been fed with for the longest time is that intelligence is one way. No. Intelligence have so many ways. You can see somebody who is a guitarist. That person is so talented and can do something which an A student cannot do. So we have different, I think, eight different types of intelligence. But in our system, we only test one intelligence. And we want every child to be compared using that intelligence, which is very wrong. So it is important that we start embracing the other intelligence and see how best a camera person can take such a nice shot that another bright person cannot take. Yeah.
Wow, that is really, really amazing. What you're doing and the initiative that you have. I think women should move more to this space.
Yes.
And keep away from all the naysayers in the society who say, oh, this is a man's job.
Yeah.
You won't end up shikanisha mawires and then you stay at home and do this and this, or just go to another softer course. It's better, it would be really, really nice to have that challenge of having more women in this other side of tech and hands-on work.
Actually, our EEEM is run by all females.
Wow.
They are the ones who are going to the field and talking to these guys. They have background in tech, but just like I said, most women, they can even go learn that tech, but when it comes to actual life, they run away from it. So this is where we are giving them chance to lead that department and show that they can do it. And this is how they can encourage those young girls who are fearing that there are other women who are already doing it. We also have a component of inspiration where we are looking for very successful women in sciences. And so we'll be speaking with them virtually and showing them that, look, I am already here and this is where I started.
Wow. That is really, really amazing, guys. I hope you're following through with this conversation. And if you are a lady out there, you have maybe a daughter who wants to take a certain field, you now know it's time for you to encourage them. Okay, don't discourage them, telling them it's a man's job. Remember, we are in an equal society where what a woman can do, I won't even finish it. Anyway, so what would you say is the future of Fablab Winam when it comes to innovations and creativity?
Fablab Winam sees itself as a place where we will be able to churn out a number of small cottage industries because we strongly believe that local manufacturing will solve the problem of unemployment. And local manufacturing, even if you look at the SDGs, I think SDG number 9, number 10, talking about responsible consumption. This, like right now, you find a lot of solar lamps in the villages which are not working. Why? They were imported. When they break down, nobody can repair it, and increases the issue of e-waste in the community. So we strongly believe that if we have a lot of young people thinking about building solutions to local problems, then we already have the market for it. Because all these things we import, we can buy them here. So all that I'll request Kenyans is, can we for once believe in products which are made locally and help those people who are making products locally, give them positive feedback to improve those quality. Because the ones we like, which are already of good quality, the people who are around them believed in them and encouraged them to improve the quality up to where they are. So it is upon us to encourage these young people who are building things so that they can improve. And also the government, there should be a deliberate support to innovation. Government is only talking about innovations, but there isn't much support when it comes to local production and manufacturing. There are a lot of issues around supply chain. There are issues around electricity. There are issues about taxation. And all these things are weighing down the innovators. And this is why it's very difficult to compete with the West, because in the West, you will find out that the innovators are really supported, and all you need to think is how that product can work, not how to go eat at home, not how to pay all this. So the future of Fablab is a place where we will have a lot of small industries are graduating and going to set out rail companies outside there. The companies producing things which are needed locally.
Amazing. Wow. And with the many things that you do at Fablab, that means that there's a lot of activities that happen here.
Yes.
Can you walk us through the activities that Fablab takes part in on a day in, day out? Like you mentioned about the workshops that ladies go to in different schools. Can you walk us through what happens?
So we have a lot of activities. We have the production side, where the production side, we have issues to do with 3D printing. Under 3D printing, we print medical devices and any other items which the innovators want to produce, which has never existed. We have the branding department, where the branding department focuses on production of merchandise and t-shirts and all that. We have the department of fabrication. This is whereby we have woodwork, and so you under that you can design something and produce. Also we have metal work, where we do welding and all that, and all these come from designing part. So you have to do what is called CAD, computer aided designing from the computer first, then you use those machines which understand the language of computer, then you produce them. Yes. Then of course I've talked about a department where we are going to the field to work with schools, which is dealing with EEEM. We have a department which is focusing on electrical and electronic engineering, and under that we also, that is where we fabricate things like robots and other things which are related with the electronic. The department of mechanical, that one sits together with fabrication. Yes, and apart from that, I said we also offer co-working space and co-locations where different companies also come and sit and work within the space. Some of them come because there are tools which they need and they can only get them here, so they come and use those tools easily.
Wow, that is a lot that is happening within one particular space, and it is very amazing what you're doing here. And now, what are some of the challenges that you have faced as Fablab Winam?
All right, like I mentioned earlier, some of the major challenges, of course, which is faced by innovation spaces and all that, include the issues of importation. There are items, for example, electronics. We have to import those components, and when you need to import it, it's very expensive. At times we need to import some machines. For us to reach a level where we can make our machines, you have to import some of the machines to help you make other machines. And those, the taxation for importation is very high. Then the issue of getting materials, especially when you are in Kisumu, we can end up having some products made so expensively because getting those materials is not easy. Then we have, as Fablab, we have challenges of funding. Not many partners are keen about investing in hardware stuff. They can easily invest in a hub which is software based, because it is most partners are keen about numbers. They want to ask you, how many have you trained, how many? But when it comes to a makerspace, the expenses are higher because you need material, you need machinery, you need skilled personnel, and all that. And also we have a problem over space. It is embarrassing to say that,
Yeah.
but we have a problem of space. Makerspace need a bigger space, which can have a space for workshop, can have a space for training, can have office space. So basically, that is one of the challenges.
Wow. Okay, but whatever you're doing and the work that you're doing, you need to keep doing it because you're helping the community at large, and the challenges, we'll always find a solution to that. And unfortunately, guys, we're coming to the end of this show, but I'm hoping that you have learned and picked the important things. And now you understand that there is room for us to keep on investing when it comes to matters, innovation and manufacturing in the country. We have the potential. All we need to do is just to tap into it, okay? And now, as we're coming to the end of the show, what word of advice would you give people out there, the people who maybe think that manufacturing and innovation now in Kenya is just another story that we need to set aside? What word of advice would you give? And maybe the people who are pursuing careers that are really involve innovation and manufacturing using this camera right here.
All right, thank you. Innovation is a good space for all of us, and this is how we can change the story of our country. I would encourage people out there to learn to buy products which are locally made, and that is how we can make that money circulate within the country and give feedback so that they can improve the quality of the products. Dear parents, I know you are struggling to understand how CBC works, and many times you work with your children until late about CBC. It's important that we encourage children to learn more of hands-on skills, and that is how knowledge makes sense. Because for the longest time, we've been focusing on the theory and how to pass exam, but when they learn more about it, they are able to know what to do. So I would encourage you also to buy locally made products. This is the only way that we can improve the local production. And with local production, we are able to solve a lot of local problems and make sure that our young people have jobs. Why would your son finish university engineering and then doesn't have a place to go? So if we buy locally, we are able to help more. Then to the government, I would encourage you that you invest in local manufacturing and invest in innovation spaces, because this is how we can succeed. And with investment, it means there should be a deliberate way in which you reduce power. You support these spaces with electricity issues, with electricity issues, with taxation, as well as with any licenses that are involved. Thank you.
Amazing, guys. Wow, that is so much. We have learned so much and we've picked so much from this conversation with Fablab, and we have understood the fact that manufacturing is very important, and innovativeness is something that we all need to look into. So that marks the end of today's show at Meet the HR. And remember, we say that there is no luck in career, but it's an opportunity needs preparation. Now, this preparation process is very important, and that's why we have kids from the age of 5 to 9. They start learning about STEM, and isn't that a beautiful thing? Because that means the moment they grow up, they will know what they want to do, and they'll be sure what path they want to take. So I'll see you guys next week, same place, same time, with an amazing and more interesting episode to delve deep into. But for now, bye bye. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.